Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's worry about a tattoo together. Okay, so I can just see Smol going, how do I fix it? Goes to a tattoo artist. So, my old ink is fading. I just want you to just put it back in. The dragons don't seem to know what tattoos are. This should work great.
This should be fantastic. Oh, wow. That's one of the more simple, basic tramp stamps I've ever. I mean, that's really cool. Cool.
I mean,
where'd
sure.
You get it?
You seem like, do you know who did the original ink? No, honestly.
It was a while ago.
I was super drunk at the time, but I'm really attached to it. You look kind of young to have a tattoo this old. Oh, I just look young. Can we see your ID? Yeah. Okay, so my parents had it done for me, in like Nicaragua when I was 8. Yeah, your parents are really interesting. Oh, yeah, super. But I love it. Can you just redo it?
Please. They're like, I don't even care, man. Sure,
they're like,
whatever.
fine.
You're going to pay me for it. It's probably like
it's fine, sure.
$50.
Dragons, the magical symbol is no longer there. I think it is. I can't feel it pulsating. How is it still there? It is a mystery. We must send her to the archivist. We must send her to the catacomb. You know what? We must investigate this. Parents, it's gone. We did it. What? Then how the shit it should be gone? I'm confused.
What? Everybody? No, I've got nothing. What?
Ruins everything. I took out a loan to get this tattoo done. Screeball.
The power of ink compels you.
It does. You know what? The tattoo pen is mightier than the sword! All right. How do I change it back so that I can be with them again? It might be her parents! Oh my God.
What if you're going to tell your parents going, don't do it! I need this life!
I need all 3 of them to be my bestest friends and continue wanting me and making me feel valid forever.
Ever.
And ever. And honestly,
Whoa.
we're kind of sort of friends, and I don't have a lot of friends, and even though I have to marry one of them, I kind of just want friends.
Just really want friends.
Mom and Dad, you're ruining my chances for friendship.
Screw you.
Even if they're obligated to be around me, which kind of gives it a little bit of a sour taste. But Mom, Dad, why? Ring, 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 banana phone. Do, 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 do. Ding dong, ding dong, ding, banana phone. My phone.
It is my phone. It is my phone.
Could it be one of them calling me, even though they've never used my phone except for Rye texting me?
It's the best.
Hello?
Smol, we heard the news. About what?
What news? You mean the dragon elders talk to you too? You can communicate with them, but not your own child?
That sounds about right.
I shouldn't be so resentful.
What?
What news? Oh, there's a dragon news channel. You should have been watching it your whole life. Didn't Grandpa show you about it?
Grandpa. And then the vodka with the vodka.
Hey, there's Dragon World News. Yeah, you just need a special cable box and then the key. Oh my God, parents!
Grandpa, you suck so hard! Grandpa, no, I just got distracted with the cooking channel.
Do you know how bad you are at this? But we like the cooking channel. We've been watching it since you were 1. I know! And now I feel like that entire experience, which is a wholesome, good part of my life, is somewhat tainted by lack of information.
Yeah, but when you grew up, you thought that you were going to marry Elton Brown. I thought that was great.
I know. I had my 5-year-old birthday party themed Elton Brown. It was a really good party. Grandpa, you're missing the point!
Grandpa, I'm sorry.
What news?
Oh, no. Sorry, I just got surprised. It worked, didn't it? Your birthmark is disappearing?
Wait. How do you know about that? And why is the reception suddenly so good on this phone call? Mom, where are you?
What is going on? Know about it? We caused it.
You did mention something about that, and back then, the last time you talked to me, a week ago, my life was very different, honestly. Huh? Kind of forgot about that phone call a little bit.
You must be wondering how we did it. We're not going to actually really talk about it much because that would be ridiculous. We'd have to actually world build here. But
And
I
have
highly,
highly
doubt that we're going to do that.
You must be wondering how we did it. No, actually, I'm not wondering how you did it. I'm kind of wondering why you did it without talking to me more about this and just going, don't get attached to the dragons, we got this.
Well, we finally managed to get our hands on a very old, very powerful dragon spell. I forgot. Yeah, I'm like, you guys couldn't even come up with anything interesting.
It has a name. But it's pronounced in a language that neither of us can pronounce. Oh, I mean, the phone is breaking up again. Sorry. The reception's so bad. It's a very old, very dragon spell. I see.
It took forever to decrypt.
You could have told me you were decrypting it, and then I really could have known I was getting out of this in your couple of phone calls that you've done, so I didn't make myself get invested in this thing that was probably going to go away.
Your father and I weren't sure we could pull it off.
You still could have brought me in on it. I'm an actual adult now.
But it looks like we underestimated ourselves, huh?
You're proud of yourselves, aren't you? Honestly, if I'd been working on this thing without thinking of my daughter as a person, but more as a project, and in deep terror that her personhood was going away because we didn't do this project right, and therefore she became more objectified and dehumanized simply because of the weight and depth of this project and the perceived moral value of it, I'd be proud of myself too. You probably feel great, but from my end, it sucks.
By the way,
You found a spell to make my birthmark disappear? But it's not just my birthmark. It seems to be my entire right. Like the entire experience of everything is going away. How do they know the birthmark is disappearing?
yes, we did. Now you are free from your destiny.
Oh.
What's wrong, honey? I thought you'd be happy.
Do you know how long I've spent trying to convince myself that this is the only reality I can have, and despite any disconnection from it or any resistance to it or any potential identity dysphoria that I've had that has been hurting me, I have made myself come to terms with it, and that was a heavy freaking process, my mother? And now you're just saying I should be happy?
Well, yeah, because we love you. Your father and I have done everything we can to help you, as promised.
We promised you when you were an infant, newborn, before we shoved you into your grandpa's arms and ran away.
We disappeared. We barely got the blood off you. It was great.
Right. Okay.
What? Has something changed your mind?
You didn't know what my mind was beforehand. You haven't spoken to me in years. Not something. Someone. Except for multiple someones, because I seem to have the exact same feelings for all three of them. Because I really think of them as a unit, and I just can't really change that.
How convenient.
Is there any way to reverse that spell, so they're not all then obligated to marry whatever new destined princess is born, I'm sure? Already been born. The birthmark appears spontaneously on a new vessel when it leaves an old one. Oh.
Too late. Well, no, not that I know of.
Are you sure? Come on, Mom, there has to be a way. Finding your identity and coming to terms with it is I know, a way.
There has to be a way.
I know, it's a way.
Away, you bitch, away! Mom. Wait, what?
There has to be a way. Everything has to be a way. Go away, Mom.
Away!
This has to be away from me.
There has to be a yeet!
Do you know how hard it is to come to terms with an identity that you feel is not your own? I'm not talking about anything specific here. It's fine. I just had to transition into this new experience of myself, of being a dragon slayer princess who is obligated to marry a dragon and is going to knock things over. And now you're saying I don't have to be that thing? Sure, it should be a relief, but come on, Mom, there has to be. Go away. Away!
So you want to get married? People want to get married? Why would anyone want to get married?
Didn't you marry Dad?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
Oh, God. Was I born out of wedlock? Honey, we've never been married.
Ever.
It's a civil union. Oh, God. My life is a lie. Didn't Grandpa marry Grandma? What?
Huh?
No.
No, of course not.
Not at all.
Oh, goodness.
He's so bad with money, but she loved him anyway. They just didn't ever combine anything legally.
Uh-huh.
It
was the way to control everything.
No, I don't specifically want to get married, but I thought I had to, and again, I've just gotten used to the idea, and I've now been told that I never get to see any of them ever again if I don't marry one of them, and honestly, if I do marry one of them, I think I could still be friends with the other two. I think. And if I could just marry all three, that might be great. So, I want to be with the man I love. Do I have a man that I love?
Don't I have men?
Shit! When did that happen? I thought I was in love with men.
Hey, it's raining
Kind
men.
of. Or at least really strongly affectionately attached to them.
Hallelujah.
Potentially simulating love through trauma. I mean, dragon, I want to be with the dragon I love.
It's raining men.
It's raining dragons.
It's raining dragons.
It doesn't scan well.
Phoenix. Ew, I'm not gonna be raining everywhere.
Be in the rain. Oh, that sounds very damp and
Also, by the way,
disagreeable.
I got wet.
But I would be very wet. Ah! Raining fire dragons. Is that an oxymoron? I think it might be.
Honestly, that's probably like the best joke I've ever heard in my entire life.
Astrid, you're gonna look at hotel everyone immediately. Text. Well, we don't have texting, but we do have our psychic system of communication. Everyone, listen to this. There's just this roaring, crackling laughter everywhere.
Oh.
Yay! But they're gone now, and wow, the reception on this phone call is the best I have ever spoken to you in my entire life. Mom, really, where are you? The messengers came and took Phoenix, Dylan, and Rye away. For all I know, they might never come back. Mom,
You
do
ruined it.
Understand what I've gone through at all?
Phoenix, Dylan, and pie? I mean rye?
Hey, you mean a bread?
You mean toaster?
Isn't that caraway? No, it's rye. Oh.
Oh.
Sesame?
I.
And that other boy, you know, Poppy? Can't figure it out. Parents always using a seed synonym.
Uh-huh.
And your other boy, Sunflower?
Oh, you mean chamomile?
Your other boy, Sage?
Oh, you mean pepper?
Yeah, peppercorn?
Tell me about them, honey.
You're saying you've had contact with the Dragon Elder since I was born, and you've been an active dragon slayer in the community, and you've been actively hunting a soul for my destiny of obligation to marry, and you didn't think about the fact that there would be a number of dragon princesses from any of the qualifying kingdoms to come and acquire my hand on the day of my 21st birthday, and that I may have met them. And you didn't know who they were? How could you not know who they were? Yeah, I know about the dragon elders, and I know about all the dragon communities in the dragon world, but, specific dragon princess men, I just didn't keep up on their politics at all. Haven't you heard the news, though? You do watch the dragon news, though, right? Oh, my God.
Mom! How does that work?
Just tell me about them, honey.
Just tell me about
Are we going to have another flashback memory thinking
I
about
can't.
them?
We just skipped it.
We just...
This thing about the one that I like, and this thing about the one that I also like, and this thing also about the other one I like. And so, I like all of them.
Mom, you know what? Why don't you just go back a couple of chapters, because not everyone records this game, and you can see the grayscale flashback that we had, where I did describe all the things I like about them, and the stupid stuff they've done, and the good stuff they've done, and the fact that Phoenix and his weird pushy agenda of just getting into your space honestly isn't as bad as I thought it was, and the other two are a little bit more creepy in different ways, but honestly they all have their own sort of creep factor. But I've realized that I'm a little bit culturally insensitive overall as well, because all of them are sort of displaying traits of their own cultural experiences, and I've never really learned anything about their cultures at all, because I honestly couldn't care less as far as I'm concerned. But they're hot and they like me, and I'm used to them now, and that's the important part.
And they stalk me at work. They sound like really great guys.
Right?
I can see why they've won your heart.
All three of them.
All of them.
All of them.
They've.
You should just marry the three of them. It's fine.
You should say he. It would be oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
The game itself can't even decide whether it's he or them. And so it's like, tell me about them. Well, they sound amazing. I can see why one of them has won your heart.
Yes.
Or how your heart has been won over. You could leave it generic. You really wouldn't. Okay, so critique piece here. If they want to leave it as open and generic as they have, and completely allowing for all possible guy choices, right? Then they still could make it a guy from everyone's perspective when they assume that the player is into one guy.
Yes, they really could. If I had known how you felt, we never would have gone ahead with that spell. We just never thought to ask you or talk about you, or really, we haven't thought much about you in all these years at all. We just sort of had you and then we were gone, and that was great. and it's been some of the best years of our lives.
You know, the task has taken on a life of its own and has brought us together closer than ever. You know, we've had the best sex we've ever, the best relationship we've ever had.
Huh.
Since leaving you, honestly, we're really good at parenting from a distance to break a spell. Honestly, really good at it.
Huh?
Yep. I think we've got this wired. We are a power couple now. Like, we will never break up.
Yep.
Mom, that's not what parenting is. What?
What?
That's not, oh my God, Mom, if you thought that I was a person at all, you know what you could have done? You could have just, like, driven or traveled somewhere else where there was working connection, phone service, like now, on this amazingly long, complex, clear call, and, asked me before you cast it. But you were so obsessed with your own work and your own opinions and your own ideas, you didn't even think of me as a person this whole time, did you?
Not even once.
Okay, Mom. I'll just sort of parent and validate you, you know? I'm really used to taking care of the adult in my life, so you shouldn't feel too bad. It's all right. I guess I didn't really realize how I felt until, everyone left. Anyway, and while this feels sort of strange telling you about it, because I've never told you anything personal about myself ever, primarily because you've never been there to tell it to, I guess I'll just share this now. Just don't worry, okay? I'll be fine.
I know it's not been easy for you with your father and I being away so much.
You mean 100% of the time, always for my entire childhood?
Yeah. But we had things to do, honey. We're trying to help you. It's really been hard on us, too, to realize that you just really weren't here and couldn't be with us and this, but we knew that you would be okay in the end because we could help you.
You know, we talk about you all the time in that vague, mysterious way of a child and what kind of a child you might be and how you might be growing up. And sometimes when we called you on the phone, which, we were gone so much, but we were there in phone calls.
Oh, we totally.
When we were there in phone calls. And how we would just believe that you were the same person from one phone call to the next, even when they were months or years apart. And then we would learn so many new things about you to add to our repertoire and our cute little jokes about you as our wonderful daughter over there.
Which is interesting. I have to say I don't like this as a trope in regards to stories, but that's
not great.
I promise we're going to start making it up to you right now.
We're coming home immediately. The reception's so good because we're about to get on the second plane to come and see you. We'll be there in like 12 hours.
It'll be great.
I don't even know who you are.
For starters, the next time we come back, it's going to be good. Okay? Wow, this sounds really like extreme estranged parent. Like so bad and so horrible, but there's not even like a parent there because your grandpa is completely unavailable, basically. Like he is really distant, and both of your mom and your dad aren't even really around. It's like, who the hell is Smol had to rely on at all, or ask for information or help, or because some people, I feel like, fail to understand that parents really are expected to, teach you pretty much everything about life. They teach you how to do your taxes. They're supposed to teach you how to basically do your clothes, clean your house, clean yourself, budget your time, your money, your food, everything. There's just so much pressure on parents to teach you things, and teach you about sex, teach you about relationships, teach you about any number of interpersonal relationships at all, what it looks like to get a job, how to get a job, what does it mean to have a job, basically responsibilities, any number of things. Like, I cannot stress this at all. And I'm just like, how the hell has Smol really survived at all? Because as far as I can tell, her grandpa's garbage.
He really is. Based on what we see on screen and what's written here, he's done almost nothing for her, other than this sort of idea that he must have at some point because of how capable she is now.
Yes.
I'm going to try and get through this phone call before the end of this, but I have a lot of thoughts on this.
This is a little wild.
It's going to be good, okay?
No more trips except for family vacations.
Mom, I'm an adult. Adults don't always do family vacations together.
I know.
Thanks. Mom, do you know how old I am? I appreciate that. We hang up a few minutes later.
And I am really confused because, again, Smol is 21 and Smol...
They act like they're coming back to reconnect with and parent their child.
Yes.
Smol is not a child. You have missed it. Like, you have not, like, gone we'll just do the catching up now. And I'll make up for things. There is no making it up. The childhood is gone.
Yes.
There's no recapturing it. There's no reconnecting to it. Now, your adult human being that you are legally and, socially connected to is available and you can get to know them. But they're not your child. In this way that I've known people who have had an experience where they didn't have custody of their child when their child was very, very young. I had a roommate at one point, and she had given up her child to the father when they were like one, maybe under one, several months old, because she wasn't prepared for it. And then by the time he was 8, she wanted to see him again. She was kind of like a roommate landlord, a room lord, if you will.
Right.
And he came and visited one time, and she immediately went into what she thought mom mode was. Now, she'd had only, those 6 months, or 8 months experience of being a mom, which really, since you don't have language at that age, wasn't the same as it is for an 8-year-old child.
Oh, God.
And she was immediately into this mode of going, and I'm not going to tell you what the rules are, and I'm not going to set boundaries and say, hi, nice to meet you, I'm your mom. I'm going to go, I'm your mom, do stuff, I'm going to correct you, I'm going to direct you, I'm going to tell you when you've done something wrong, but not really what's expected of you, as though we are strangers. And I feel like, to me, it's important to realize when you've become strangers with someone in your family, especially someone that you're assumed to have some kind of influence or power over, like a child-parent relationship, and go, I recognize that we are in this position of strangers, and while I still have the same social position and connection to you of parent, I need to respect that you're going to need to get to know me, and we're going to need to develop a dynamic between us. I can't just assume what it is, especially if you're an adult already.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're a child, like there's still things you need to do and need to help with, and you have more knowledge than they do, for sure. Yeah. And as a minor, and you being an adult, you do have legal power over their say, but you really need to get to know who they are before you just start treating them like a project, in my opinion.
This is weird.
At any rate...
Thank you very much, guys, then, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or our Patreon. We've got some links in the description down below. If you'd just like to support us, if you'd like to sponsor us, or you'd just like to tip us because you think we're awesome. Woo. Other than that, though, I have been Scandal.
And, I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!